You know how sometimes you find something online that just doesn't make sense? Well, today, we're jumping headfirst into a musical project that pretty much breaks all the rules of how music gets made. We're talking about a digital mystery called Shadow Eve.
All right, so let's just get right to the core of this whole thing. The number is 400. Actually, over 400. That's how many tracks this artist, Shadow Eve, has dropped. And we're not talking about over a 30-year career. This is in a crazy short amount of time. Think about it. That's like releasing a new album every single month. It's not just productive, it's something else entirely. It feels almost impossible, right?
So yeah, that naturally leads us to the big questions, doesn't it? How is this even possible? And maybe more importantly, why? That's what this is all about. We're going to try and unpack this whole project, figure out the how, the method to this madness, and then get into the why, the whole idea behind this incredible flood of music. To even start to understand the how, we've got to look at the big idea here. See, Shadow Eve isn't just a name you'd find on a streaming service. It's way more than that. It's a whole persona, almost like a system, an idea that's really pushing the boundaries of what we even think music is.
And the rabbit hole gets deeper when you start looking at the credits. Every single one of those 400-plus tracks, the lyrics, the music, the production, it all points back to this one shadowy figure, known only as MR.X. So this isn't some big music collective or a secret band. The whole project is framed as the work of just one mysterious mind.
Now here's where we get our first real clue about how this might be happening. Take a look at this concept, the Black Box Concerto. This idea completely flips how you think about making music. The input isn't some flash of inspiration. No, it's the physical data of 6 hands hitting piano keys. The piano itself stops being an instrument and becomes a system. And what comes out the other end isn't a melody, it's encrypted system-like words. It's like they're treating music as pure data processing. Wild, right? And this quote right here from the album Code Deus Machina just nails it. This is no longer human, it is post-human. I mean, that says everything. The whole point of the project seems to be to go beyond human limits, to make something that feels like it came from a machine, a step beyond our own biology. So, you've got this post-human idea. How does that actually turn into, music? A lot of music. Well, as we're about to see, all those tracks aren't just about showing off. The huge quantity is actually a crucial part of building this entire universe for you, the listener, to get lost in. And trust me, this is not 400 tracks that all sound the same. Not even close. I mean, just look at this list of genres. We're talking about everything from angelic liquid breakcore to acoustic cyberfolk to flamenco drill bass. It's this insane mix from industrial techno to something called brain-melting hyperpop. Every release is like a leap into a totally different soundscape.
And this comparison here really shows you the extremes we're talking about. On one side, you've got the Vulnerability EP, which is all about being minimal, fragile, emotional, making you cry with the silence between the notes. Then you flip to the other side, to Shadow Mechanics, and it's all about superhuman speed and complexity. It's described as something you have to witness, not just listen to. Two completely opposite ends of the spectrum.
So all this music, this huge variety, it's not just some big art experiment. There's something much more direct, more intentional going on here. This music is actually designed to mess with your head, to have a very specific psychological effect on anyone who listens. So think about horror movies. This quote here explains the theory behind them, how you can use psychological pressure points to make an audience feel things like anxiety and fear. It's all about finding those little triggers in our brains and pushing them. Well, Shadow Eve seems to take that exact same idea and run with it. The album Dopamine.Zip is described as a digital drug that causes an abnormal secretion of dopamine. I mean, they're not even being subtle about it. The goal isn't just for you to enjoy a song, it's to use sound as a tool to trigger a chemical reaction in your brain, to basically hack your dopamine system. So you see, it's not random. There's a whole process here. Step 1, vulnerability. The music finds, as they put it, the unpatched pain in your system. Step 2, injection. Then it hits you with a digital virus of pleasure. And finally, step 3, overload. Your brain gets flooded with this brain-melting sound design until your reason just shatters. It's a carefully planned psychological trip. So let's step back for a second. We've got this impossible amount of music, these post-human ideas, and a deliberate plan to mess with our brains. Where does that leave us? What's the end game here? That brings us to our final section, the final puzzle piece. And it turns out the answer comes straight from the source, from Mr.X himself. They say, each of the songs has a mystery hidden in it, One song alone will not reveal all of it. The whole thing, all 400+ tracks, is one giant puzzle. You're not supposed to just listen to one song. Each track is a clue, and the real picture only starts to form when you put them all together.
So what that really means is, we gotta have to change how we think about this. Shadow Eve isn't just a musician putting out albums. It's more like a giant interactive world, a universe made of sound. The point isn't just to hit play. It's to explore it, to feel it, and to connect all the pieces of what they call a spiritual journey.
And that's pretty much where it leaves us, with this final thought. The sound has been retrieved. What it reveals is yours to interpret. The artist has done their part. They've built this huge, sprawling puzzle and laid out all the pieces for us. But what it all means in the end? Well, figuring that out, that's our job.